National Cemetery. Because of the recent COVID-19 cluster infections in the Seoul metropolitan area, this year's ceremony will be held in the city of Daejeon. Every year on this day, many reflect on the true meaning of peace and freedom by commemorating all those who fought for their country. On June 25, 1950, the Korean War broke out as North Korea crossed the border at the 38th parallel. The war ended 3 years later when an armistice agreement was signed. Until this day, the two Koreas remain separated by the demilitarized zone. This year's ceremony is even more special because it marks the 70th anniversary of the Korean War and is titled "We Will Remember You in the Name of Republic of Korea." There'll be a moment of silence to pay tribute to the fallen heroes who sacrificed their lives for the nation, after which President Moon Jae-in will deliver a commemorative speech. This day is especially meaningful for people who remember the modern history of invasion their country had gone through, beginning with Japan's annexation of Korea in 1901. Thousands fought for independence during the March 1st movement in 1919, and just as many lost their lives. Freedom didn't come until 1945, but it didn't last long. After 5 short years, the Korean War broke. Hundreds of thousands of civilians and soldiers died in the conflict. It was only through their sacrifices that Korea was able to become the strong sovereign nation it is today. The ceremony has just begun, so let's take a listen.
At ease. Next, floral tribute and incense burning will be carried out by the President and the First Lady as well as the guests of honor. Please come towards the memorial tower. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise from where you are to participate. You may be also seated if you feel uncomfortable. And floral tribute and incense burning is participated by the Speaker of the National Assembly, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court, Head of the Central Election Committee, representatives of the political parties, Minister of the Patriots and Veterans Affairs, Minister of National Defense, high-level military officials, heads of veteran organizations, people of national merit, and members of the bereaved families. The head of the veteran organizations include Kim Won-ung of the Association of National Independence, Kim Young-soo of the Korean Association of Bereaved Families of Soldiers and Police Died During War, Kang Gil-ja of the Korean Association of Widows of Soldiers and Police Died During the War, Kim Dong-nam of Korean Disabled Veterans Association, Park Un-uk of the Korean SV from Japan Association, Cha Soo-jung of the Korean War National Merit Association, Park Jong-gil of the Korean Distinguished Military Service Association, Kim Jin-ho of the Korean Veterans Association, Lee Jong-yeol of the Republic of Korea Special Task Veterans Affairs, Hwang Kyu-seung of the Korean Disabled Veterans Association by Agent Orange in Vietnam War, and Lee Hwa-jung of the Korean Vietnam War Veterans Association.
대통령께서 3번 분양하시겠습니다. 여사님께서 3번 분양하시겠습니다. 다 함께 참배해드리겠습니다. 순국선열과 호국 영령에 대하여 경례. 바로 일도 묵념. 바로 이상으로 참배를 마치겠습니다. 우측으로 돌아서 이동하시겠습니다.
In today's laying of flowers and burning of incenses, we have the daughter of Aegukga, who was an independent activist as well as a poet, Ms. Lee Ok-bi. War veteran Kang Young-gu, who was a member of the Changsa landing operation during the Korean War, wife of the late Kim Tae-yeol, who was sacrificed during the March 15th movement, Ms. Oh Moo-sun, son of the late second-class sergeant Nam Gung-sun, Mr. Nam Gung-wang, son of the late Staff Sergeant Jung Young-jin, Mr. Jung Hae-soo, son of the late Staff Sergeant Kim Jin-gu, Mr. Kim Dae-ryak, and wife of the late Officer Shin Chang-seop of Jeonju City Government, Ms. Kim Hee-soo, wife of the late Officer P. Jae-hoo of Seongju County Government, Ms. Kim Eun-jung, who were sacrificed while responding against COVID-19. Thank you very much. Now pledge of allegiance to the flag. Today, the pledge will be read by Ms. Lee Hae-min, second lieutenant nurse officer, who is a descendant of a Korean War veteran, and Kim Do-hyun, captain of the ROK Navy, who is a descendant of a merit of national independence. Please face the flag in front of you. Allegiance to the flag. I pledge in front of proud Aegukga flag allegiance to the Republic of Korea, for the eternal glory of the country, liberty, and freedom to the Republic of Korea. Rest. Next, we will have the singing of the national anthem commemorating the 65th National Memorial Day. The national anthem will be sung in line with the newly designed video about the strong security of the Republic of Korea. It will be sung until the fourth verse. Next, a moment of silent tribute to the fallen heroes and martyrs who sacrificed themselves for the country. Silent tribute. Please be seated. The sun is very bright today, and I would like to ask ladies and gentlemen to wear your sun caps if necessary. Next, we will listen to a letter of a father. And we will be introducing a story of a father. In July of 1951, the late Major Kim Im-chun-soo, who died on the battlefield while holding onto a letter that was intended to be sent to his family and the photographs of his family members. In the letter that was never delivered by him personally entailed the love and longing of a family for his family. And this letter has been sent after his death, and the letter also entails all of the messages of longing for his family. And it was received by a daughter who was 9 years old back then, and now this daughter is over the age of her own father and gives this letter in 7 decades. Dear my love, here are 2 letters and the photographs of my children. I was very proud to see this, and I also showed with my other people here. And I really long for my family, especially my kids. And every day, when I have time, I look at them. I wonder if they are studying well, doing well at school, and whether they are eating well as well. I believe that this is the task that's given to us, and giving this up with such a big sacrifice cannot be endured. For the sake of our cute children, let us be the foundation of the Republic of Korea. Stay well and take care of the children. Let us meet soon. This is my letter back to you in 7 decades. Dear my father, who I miss dearly, 70 years ago I was just a 9-year-old girl who has been longing for her dad. But now I am just an ordinary grandmother, age 79, who is still longing for her dad. But I still call my father dad instead of father.
전쟁터에 가시면서 저한테
I still vividly remember the words you told me as you left for the battlefield. On the day when you had a truckload of firewood, you left your very last pledge. Wook-ja, please take care of your brothers and sisters and keep themselves warm. I will be back before all this firewood burns out.
1951년 2월
In February of 1951, when it was brutally cold,
오매물방 기다리던
I
아버지의
received a
편지가
letter
왔습니다.
from you.
가족의 얼굴이 보고 싶으니
You wanted a family
사진을
photo because you were
보내달라
missing all of
하셨지요.
us.
두어 달 지나 4월
After a couple of months in April, on a perfect day to enjoy a beautiful spring breeze, my mother put on nice clothing on us. And with the very thought that you could see my face even on a photo, I was reminded of your last words again to take care of my brothers and sisters. So I hugged them and took this picture. In June of the same year, you came back to our family, but with a notice that you have died on the battlefield. Later, I learned that even when fighting on the battlefield, and until the very last moment of your life, you were holding on to my first birthday picture and a letter that has never been sent. Thanks to your sacrifice, myself, my family, and the country could have blossomed. Would this disappoint you? Many say that you are a hero, but you loved me and the family so much, and I think you were just an ordinary father. Is there a place like Gyeongpo-dae Beach in heaven? Dad, if we meet again, let's play by the beach. Let's hug each other tight, touching each other's faces and laughing for long. Dear my loving dad, whom I miss wholeheartedly, you are watching us from above, right? Sorry for replying to your letter so late after 70 years. Until the very day we meet again, June 6th, 2020, your all, daughter.
커다란 나무 말없이 그곳에 서서 기나긴 겨울 끝에도 내게 보내는 영원의 미소 그건 당신의 선물 모두 잠든 아득한 밤에 멀리 지는 별빛 그리운 그대 얼굴 두 손 다시 펼치네 영원의 노래 나만의 커다란 나무 항상 그림자처럼 조용히 등 뒤에 서서 지켜준 나의 아버지 나를 믿어준
구겨진 돌 사진의 주인공 이묵자
It was
여사님의
by
편지에
Miss
이어 이수연님께서
Wook-ja, and also we had the song Father by Lee Soo-hyun. It was a very meaningful time that reminded us of our own fathers who are like large trees. Thank you very much. All of the martyrs and heroes were in the end our ordinary family members. And the late Major Im Chun-soo and all others who sacrificed themselves for the nation, their loved ones will never be forgotten in the name of the Republic of Korea. Next, the President will award certificates for men of national merit who sacrificed and devoted to safeguard the country and its people. We have 4 recipients today. Man of National Merit Lee Hyun-won, Man of National Merit Kim Jong-hyo, Man of National Merit Kim Young-chang, Man of National Merit the late Yoo Jae-guk. Please come up to the podium. Certificates for persons of national merit. Lee Hyun-won. The Republic of Korea was built on the sacrifice and dedication of the men of merit, and thus the following certificate is awarded to eternally remember you with the spirit of patriotism. June 6, 2020, President Moon Jae-in. It is being awarded to Lee Hyun-won herself, who is joined by granddaughter Lee Yoo-jin. Certificate for persons of national merit Kim Jong-hyo. The details are the same as above. June 6, 2020, President Moon Jae-in. It is being awarded to Kim Jong-hyo himself. Certificate for the persons of national merit Kim Young-chang. The details are the same with the above. June 6, 2020, President Moon Jae-in. It is being awarded to Kim Young-chang himself, who is joined by his wife, Ms. Kim Jong-le. Certificate of Person of National Merit, the late Yoo Jae-guk. The details are the same as above. June 6, 2020, President Moon Jae-in. It is being awarded to his wife, Ms. Lee-kut, who is also joined by the father of the late Yoo Jae-guk, Yoo Taeng-ryol. All of the recipients and the members of the bereaved families, please greet the members of the public.
바로
rest.
자리로 돌아가 주시기 바랍니다.
You may now return to your seats. Next, the President will deliver his memorial speech for the 65th National Memorial Day. Fellow Korean citizens, persons of national merit, and members of the bereaved families, on the 70th anniversary of the Korean War, we celebrate the 65th Memorial Day. It is a day to revisit the spirit of independence and patriotism that have built the country. The liberty and prosperity that we enjoy today are built on top of the sacrifice and dedication of the fallen martyrs and heroes. Everyone who are laid at rest here today have made today's Republic of Korea possible. I extend my deepest respect to the fallen heroes and men of national merit, as well as the members of the bereaved families. Fellow Koreans, it is very meaningful that we have changed the plate of the Daejeon National Cemetery with the writings of martyr An Jung-gun. The very last words he left were dedication for the country, serving the calling of soldiers. This is the very spirit of the military that continues to date from the Liberation Army. This year marks the 110th anniversary of the death of martyr An Jung-gun. I hope that his noble sacrifice will stand together with that of others who sacrificed their lives while fighting for the free independence of Korea and peace in the Eastern world. Tomorrow is the centennial anniversary of the victory of the Bongho-dong battle. On June 7, 1920, exactly 100 years ago, Generals Hong Bam-do and Choi Jin-jong stood at the forefront of the joint forces of the Independence Army. They claimed their very first big victory of the Independence War in Bongho-dong. And in October, Generals Kim Ja-jin and Hong Bam-do also led a joint army and claimed the very first victory in the Independence War. And in the Liberation Army established by the interim government in 1940 had its roots in the Independence Army. In 2018, the Ministry of National Defense officially confirmed the Army's origin as the Liberation and Independence Army. After liberation, many members of the Liberation and Independence Army became the members of the Army. Succeeding on the independence spirit, they took part in the Korean War. General Kim Hong-il, the chief of the Liberation Army, led the Hangang River Defense Line battle. Together with soldiers, he defended the country against North Korean Army, and this led to a new front in the battle. Lieutenant Colonel Jang Chol-bu of the Liberation Army was also the captain of the cavalry regiment. He claimed victory in numerous battlegrounds, and before the battalion command post was occupied on August 4, 1950, he killed himself at the young age of 29 so that he will not become a prisoner of war. And he is now laid at rest here at the Daejeon National Cemetery. Not only many soldiers who bravely fought in the war, there are also many hidden heroes who cared for the wounded soldiers. The granddaughter of independence fighter Lee Sang-seol, the first Lieutenant Lee Hyun-won, was one of the first batch of entrants to the Korea Armed Forces Nursing Academy and participated in the war after being commissioned in March of 1953. She stood at the forefront in caring for the wounded when we had a significant lack in the number of nurse officers. Lee Hyun-won did not make her contributions known to the public for long. In September of 2017, I met her at a meeting in Russia with compatriots, and I'm very delighted to be able to award the Certificate of Person of National Merit in person. Please give her a big hand of applause. The daughter of the Independence Army, the late Captain Oh Kim-son, also served as a nurse officer during the Korean War. She also looked after patients and poor independence fighters. The late Colonel Kim Pil-dal, who is also laid at rest here, participated in the Korean War and Vietnam War after being commissioned in November of 1950 and also served as the head of the nurse officers. Thanks to the many nurse officers who carried out their mission of a dedication for the country, serving the calling of soldiers, many soldiers were able to have hope even in times of deep despair. Such history also continues to date after 70 years. On March 3, 2020, 75 nurse officers from the Korea Armed Forces Nursing Academy head to Daegu, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak. And Ms. Lee Hae-min, who read the pledge today, also said when she was being commissioned that she will succeed the spirit of her grandfather, who is a Korean War veteran, and will complete the mission devoting all her life. All of the country's 75 new nurse officers completed their missions, giving great hope and courage to the members of the public. Our military also stood by the public to fight against the COVID-19 outbreak. Over 200,000 soldiers sweated to safeguard the safety and health of the public in areas of logistics, transportation, quarantine, disinfection, and screening clinics at ports and airports. It were the soldiers who also donated their blood. Our military, who has been carrying out their missions of national defense, also took part in quarantine efforts. I believe all of the fallen martyrs and heroes shall be proud of them as well. I myself, as the Commander-in-Chief of the nation's forces, am very much proud of our men and women in uniform. Fellow Koreans, the late Major Im Chun-soo, who died in July 1951 at the Gangwon-do Province Yanggu battlefield. Even at the very last moments of its death, he held tight onto his daughter's photo and a letter. Today, his daughter, Ms. Im Wook-ja, read out a letter that is being sent to her dad after 7 decades. The letter of Im shows that the power of safeguarding the nation comes from the love of one's family, and his daughter's reply shows that the fallen heroes are indeed ordinary fathers who loved their families. This letter is not only a testimony of the past history, but also one that leads on to today. It also testifies, just like official national documents, that the history of safeguarding one's nation is indeed the history of everyone's family. Now the Republic of Korea, which was protected by myself, my family, and neighbors, became my home country and a country for us all. Peace is a right that all citizens must be able to enjoy, and it is the responsibility of a nation endowed by its public to make a peaceful Korean peninsula that never will witness another round of war. My administration will be devoted to securing peace and making robust security. The country will also remember all of those who made today's Republic of Korea possible. And marking the Memorial Day, I hope to remember the sacrifice put forth by public officials, the late Shin Chang-sop and Pi Jae-ho, who died while safeguarding public's safety and lives against the coronavirus outbreak. I extend my deepest condolences and words of comfort to the members of the bereaved families. Last year, in July, my administration established the investigative body to award Korean War Order of Military Merit. While their receiving has been decided, we have 56,000 men of national merit and members of their bereaved families have been reached out to award them the order belatedly. We have found a total of 5,000 persons of national merit and delivered to them to the survivors. Sergeant Kim Jong-hyo was awarded with the Hwarang Order of Military Merit, but did not receive the order. And it is very meaningful that we have given the order to him in person. I will make sure that as many of them can receive such order when they are still alive. Mr. Kim Young-chang served in the Special Forces of the U.S. Far East Command Team, but did not have an official records. But we found the archives and handed the certificate of national merit today. We will also remember to excavate the traces of the 32,000 members of the Flying Army. We will also continue with our excavation of war remains. Last year at the DMZ zone Arrowhead Hill, we found the war remains of the late Park Jae-kwon, Nam Kung-sun, and Kim Ki-bong. And they are now laid at rest here in the Daejeon National Cemetery. And the Hwarang Men of Merit order has been delivered to the son. And after a long time of awaiting, the war remains of the late Kim Jin-gu has been also returned to the family. And also we had a special ceremony held in Daegu. And thanks to their support, we were able to return the heroes and meet them once again. The brother of the late Kim Jin-gu took part in the genetic testing in 2006 with the strong desire to discover his brother's war remains. The government, still continuing this year, also excavated the remains of what is presumed to be of 67 bodies at the Arrowhead Hill area. The genetic testing by family members is essential in identifying the remains of the fallen heroes. We ask for your active support and participation. The government will continue to strive to enable them to return to their loved ones. Fellow Koreans, persons of national merit, and members of the bereaved families, to all sacrifice and dedication the government must pay back. Throughout the past 3 years, my administration has supported the lives of the men of national merit as well as the bereaved families. And going forward, we will increase the life allowances and veterans allowances going forward, and we will be supporting the dignity of life of the persons of national merit and their families, and we will increase medical support for all of them. And today at the Daejeon National Cemetery, we are newly establishing a space for laying 49,000 additional bodies. Next year, nationwide, the capacity will be expanded to 440,000 from the current 350,000, and it will be increased to 540,000 by 2025. And on the 2nd of June, the Armed Forces Compensation Act ordinance passed a cabinet meeting. And I am very delighted, and it is very meaningful to be able to pay back our responsibility for their sacrifice. We will be increasing the general disability compensation for the soldiers, and for the disability inflicted by exchange of fire, they will be granted with 2.5 times more than the general disability compensation. And the bereaved family pension will be also uniformed regardless of time in service, so that there could be more beneficiaries. And paying back to the persons of national merit and their families is a very crucial part of of our national affairs. And paying back to them all is an important and essential responsibility as a country, but it is also a source of patriotism as well. The independence and safeguarding the nation has been the root of the Republic of Korea that we enjoy today. Such an energy has revived into democracy and has led to many heroes who have sacrificed themselves for their family members and their neighbors. And all of the independents and patriots and the democracy martyrs and fallen heroes have materialized the patriotism calling for the time. And they have also made new spirit of the history. And today's patriotism is becoming even stronger with the understanding of each other. We are showing concession, compromise, and cooperation as well. And we remember that you were once one's daughter and sons, you were once fathers and mothers, and you were the ordinary neighbors of us all. You are the fallen heroes that made us today possible. And your sacrifice will be engraved deeply in our hearts. And I once again send my deepest gratitude and tribute and respect to the fallen heroes. Thank you very much.
네, 말씀 감사합니다.
Thank you very much for your remarks. It was about remembering the sacrifice and dedication and for the sacrifice of the nation. And I'm very proud to be a citizen of the Republic of Korea. Next, we aim to remember the fallen heroes, and we have a very special memorial performance. And to remember all of the fallen heroes who fought in the battlefields, we have violist Richard Yongjae O'Neill and his mother, who lost her parents during the Korean War, was adopted by an American family. And remembering his mother and all others who lost their loved ones during the wounds of the war, here is the song titled Going Home, a song about the ordinary soldiers who wanted to go back to their hometown amid the painful war.
네, 멋진 연주를 해주신
Please give a big hand to violist
감사합니다.
Richard Yongjae O'Neill for his heart-moving performance.
There you have it. President Moon Jae-in highlighted patriotic spirits of fallen heroes who sacrificed their lives for their country's freedom and independence. He also vowed his utmost efforts to strengthen military and national security. We'll bring you more details in our upcoming newscast at 12 p.m. Korea time. Until then, goodbye.